Okie dokie. We are doing a Paper Artsy / Joggles, Dylusions, Seth Apter. Ooh, a little bit of Dyan Reaveley thing. Okay, so first off, I got this crunchy paper. I don't know what it is, but it sounded interesting. And we'll have to see what it is. I'm assuming it's, let's see. Ooh, that's kind of fun. All right, I'm doing a junk journal. Not out of junk, like I'm making the journal out of junk, but I already told them I'm going to be, oh, is that a whole piece? Oh, that's a whole piece. Okay, I only want one. So it feels like wax paper. It has lines in it. I don't know if you can see that. And then I think I'll have to watch a video on this, but I think you crinkle it up and you dye it, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, that seemed like fun. So I'm going to put that in my cool paper stash. Yes, I have a cool paper stash. Okay. Then I got stickles that are Dyan's. I have other stickles, but this is little white glimmery stickles because I want to support Dyan. I'm a dandelion, you know, don't you know? Okay, this I've wanted for a while and I don't have it. I have a lot of fabric tape and I use it all the time and I really think it's cool. But I didn't have any of my own fabric tape that had my own kind of artwork colors. Look, I have this giant fabric tape that's amazing from 45 and Market. But it's not my design. So I got some Dyan Reaveley fabric tape that I'm going to put in my, I have a fabric tape section. So I follow this gal named A Slob Comes Clean, Dana K. White. And she says, put things where you think they'll be, not where they're supposed to be. So if I was looking for my blank fabric tape, I would look for it with my regular fabric tape. So that's where I'm putting it. Okay, let's see what we have next. Okay, I needed some new embossing pens. So that's all these are. I'm going to take them out of the box and put them in here. And I'm going to take my old my old embossing pens and put a little bit of a little bit of washi tape around them, so that I know that those are not good pens anymore. Boop. So those are ones, if I want to cover, you'll see. If I want to cover, that one's not too bad. It's okay. This one I think is fat and globby. So anyways, they need a break, but they're good for if I'm going to be doing putting down a bunch of embossing, and then as soon as they run out of ink, I throw them out. So the reason why I didn't match these is this is my go-to. Oh, look at him. This is my go-to right now. Once I get done with him, I'll throw them away, and then I'll open these two, or I'll use these two for my bad ones. And then once my new good ones get bad, I'll order some new ones. If that makes any sense? Made sense to me. All right, so these are the dialogue boards. I want to, so my impression is from having watched just one of Dyan's little things and then her on the Craft and Create. Oh, here's a Joggles. Joggles has, I refer them a lot. They have great pricing. And then I refer Seth Apter a lot because he has great finds. Going to keep those to go with my junk journal. All right, this is what he told me about. And about 2 weeks later, I saw it come out everywhere else. But I was so excited. This is, oh, look, I have another bag. I put that in my junk journal spot. That might be easier than the other one I have. This is called Fresco Tints. And it is a top quality, non-yellow, water-based, enviro-friendly, UV-safe sealer. It's a lot to put on a very small label. So my understanding of what this is it's like a tinted gel medium, right? Matte tint is a transparent flat matte top coat for use over Fresco chalk acrylic paint. Use as an adhesive for collage. UV stable, will not yellow. So I'm going to play with this before I recommend it to you, because I don't like to recommend things and then I don't like when people show me how to do stuff and they're just doing it for the first time because they don't know any more than I do, right? Now, what I am going to test is two things. I really like Versamark embossing powder. That's my favorite embossing powder. But Dyan had embossing powder. She's calling this slow dry ink developed for use with Dylusions Dymond range. This is, to use. Stamp directly on the medium pad to cover surface. Sprinkle with Dymond Rocks or dust. Heat with Ranger Heat It craft tool. I don't have a heated craft tool. I have an embossing gun. Dyan did say that you could tend to, if you're using her Dymond dust, that the embossing tool with how it might blow her dust away, but she said it'd be fine with the rocks. And the rocks is what I have because I'm an embossing fool. I love to emboss things. So we're going to test this. And then, yep, I did. I got her dauber too. Dymond medium. I think, because I do quite like this distress embossing dauber, which is Tim's. So I'm just going to try them all. I'm just going to play around and see what I like the best. Because I'm here to tell you, my husband bought a new sink, and I thought, what the heck do we need a new sink for? And it had a new faucet. And I was like, why do we need a new faucet? And honestly, that sink has revolutionized my life. I like how it squirts. It's just fabulous. All right, so this is called, and I was really, I was curious about something here. These are Dymond Rocks. Got a bunch of bags. What am I going to do with all these bags? Maybe someday I'll just make a bag journal. Okay, so first off, these are Dymond Rocks. And I think what this is, I should have brought my glasses. This says, to use, apply Dymond Rocks to Dymond board. Apply Dymond dauber to Dymond board. Sprinkle Dymond Rocks over the top. Tap off excess heat to melt. While still hot, add another layer of Dymond Rocks. Repeat for 3 layers to achieve desired thickness. Ink stamp with Dymond medium and stamp into the hot layers. Leave to cool. Remove stamp and decorate with Dymond dust. So this seems really cool, and I am going to watch Dyan just put out another one. And I love the idea of being able to kind of mess around. And I have old stamps somewhere here that I don't care if they get ruined. So I'm not going to start with like my Field Notes favorite Tim Holtz stamps of all time. And, right? I'm going to start with, oh, that's okay. That's a fine stamp that I bought, but I don't use a whole lot. And then she said we should get these Dymond boards. I have 2 more things to tell you. She said we should get these Dymond boards. So I did. And I'm curious to see how heavy they are. Because she acted like we really needed the diamond boards. And I think it's because of the heating 3 times and pouring more diamond dust on, in addition to how heavy it has to be to, okay, this is sort of Kleenex. It's a little heavier than, I'm making a junk journal out of Kleenex. I don't normally have Kleenex boxes on my thing. So this feels a little bit like a Kleenex box. I will do the testing and then come back and tell you if Kleenex boxes do actually work on this. I do love these. I like this kind of crinkly plastic better than just plastic bags. So I'm going to try things out. And the last thing I wanted to show you, so we could do a little test. We'll use these. I was wondering if Dymond Rocks is the same as, this is Dyan's clear embossing powder, Dymond Rocks. If this is the same as extra thick embossing powder. So I'm going to look. Okay, extra thick embossing powder is very fine. Oh, that felt really different. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Hold on. Very soft, very fine. I think very similar. It's fine. 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 So, and Dyan said she's not reinventing anything new. She's just showing us how to, so first off, they're in very similar colors to her colors that are super bright. These are opaque embossing powders. If you've watched me in the past and I've used Tim Holtz embossing powders, his are all translucent so you can see through them. But Dyan's are all opaque so you won't be able to see through them. So I love having different colors to use in my regular embossing. So I'm sure I'll be happy to have these to use with. Now I'm wondering, since we have to have the little bit heavier stuff, if she's saying you have to have these because you have to have finite edges, which is fair. I mean, I guess. So I'm going to be testing that too. And if we have to have finite edges, can we use our steel rule dies or our steel cut dies and cut, because I don't think you could use the skinny dies, but I have Big's dies. Could you use Big's dies to cut Kleenex boxes or a little bit heavier, you know, stuff like this, and make shapes that you could use this stuff on? So I think that's interesting, so I'm going to try that too. But for today, this is, you want to see them all? Okay. This is Pink Flamingo. This is Postbox Red, which she said I think is more of a bronze. This is Purple, Laid Back Lilac. Pretty. This is London Blue. Very blue. Londoners like a bright blue, obviously. This is Bubblegum Pink. So we have here, let's look and see what the difference is. Oh, that's way pinker pink. And this is Pink Flamingo, which is more of an orange. And then Postbox Red is more of a red. So we'll be trying all these out. I'm I'm going to be making stuff for my, you know, junk journal thing. Yep, this is pretty fine too. Very fine embossing powder. When I say fine, here's a different kind of embossing powder that's not fine, right? Like, I have embossing powders with chunks in them. This will be more chunky. Anyways, hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Artsy Fartsy Life.